Hello, basketball people, we have news. Let's go to more news about the Golden State Warriors. I ask you to give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, as I am a Warriors fan. The Warriors struggled in the playoffs last season due to the absence of a big man. And a giant center could be available for trade, which is Naz Reid from the Minnesota Timberwolves, who is coming off a spectacular season with the Minnesota Timberwolves. Bringing Naz Reid to the Warriors would greatly improve the team's play, and Stephen Curry would have a great rim protector on his side. Can Naz Reid help the Warriors return to championship contention? Heading into the offseason, the Golden State Warriors are looking to make a splash in free agency to get back into championship contention for the 2025-26 NBA season. The Warriors finished the 2024-25 regular season in 7th place with a 48-34 record before falling to the Minnesota Timberwolves in the Western Conference second round. The Warriors roster needs some work, and Naz Reid could be the exact help Steve Kerr is looking for. How Naz Reid can help the Warriors? Naz Reid is set to become a free agent this summer, and the Timberwolves might not bring him back, especially as rumors circulate that Minnesota could potentially pursue Kevin Durant in the offseason. The Warriors need more frontcourt depth at both positions. With Draymond Green entering the final stretch of his career, Reid would likely be a day-one starter if he were to sign with the Warriors. Green currently plays center for the Warriors, and Buddy Hield is at the small forward position. If Reid joins the Warriors, it is most likely that Green plays forward and Reid plays center. Reid, however, wasn't a typical starter for the Timberwolves, having won the 6th Man of the Year award last year. The Warriors could also use Reid as a first option off the bench to give some shooting and energy to the second unit. Last season, Reid averaged 14.2 ppg, 6.0 rpg, and 2.3 apg for the Timberwolves. In the series against Golden State, Reid averaged 10.4 ppg and scored a series-high 19 points in Game 1. Like current Warriors forward Draymond Green, Reid is known for his defense and his ability to block shots and create transition offense with steals. Reid is the type of player that the Warriors need if they hope to return to championship contention. Golden State is currently the favorite to land Naz Reid, but other teams are interested in adding the Minnesota big man, including the Brooklyn Nets, Charlotte Hornets, Los Angeles Lakers and Toronto Raptors. Warriors Brandon Podziemski details clear career goal. The Golden State Warriors, under Stephen Curry, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, and Draymond Green, have long boasted some of the biggest stars in the entire NBA. As Curry and Green age out of their roles, the Warriors are expected to take a step back, although their best young player, Brandon Podziemski, wants to achieve the same individual success. Green and Curry have both won a gold medal while representing Team USA, and Podziemski spent part of his summer playing for the select team alongside Cooper Flagg. After his all-rookie campaign in 2023-24, Podziemski looked poised to be one of the better players in the NBA, if not a star. However, in his second season, he failed to improve much and was in and out of the lineup. Still, he is one of the best young players in the league, and, critically, is one of the better young American guards. With Tyrese Halliburton, Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Anthony Edwards, and Trae Young all possibilities to represent Team USA at the 2028 Paris Olympics, Podziemski wants to take the next step and be listed among them. Obviously, I want to be an all-star, as soon as I can be, whether that's with Steph and them here, or it's when they're done, he told FanDuel. I want to be an Olympian in 2028, definitely something I have my sights on. And I just want to be a household name, somewhere where it can be me and a bunch of other guys winning a championship. That'd be kind of ideal for me. In 2024, Team USA found success with Derek White and Drew Holiday, more defensive-minded backcourt players than massive scorers. Podziemski fits that mold well, and with Holiday possibly aging out of his Olympic window, he could be a role player on a gold medal-winning team when the games come to sunny California. Warriors face harsh Draymond Green reality that could cost them Jonathan Kuminga. This is a significant hurdle that may be too much to overcome. There's no doubting Draymond Green's status as a legend of the Golden State Warriors, having developed from second-round pick to one of the greatest players in franchise history. More recently though, Green has cost the Warriors in certain regards. This has usually stemmed from his fiery on-court antics, while most notably his punch on Jordan Poole in the training camp of 2022 unquestionable played a role in the young guard getting traded just over 6 months later. Now, the veteran forward may be on the cusp of costing Golden State another of their young players. Jonathan Kuminga is set for restricted free agency this offseason, with a strong possibility that he departs the Warriors via a sign-and-trade. Draymond Green is serving as a roadblock to Jonathan Kuminga. Green has been a mentor for Kuminga throughout his first 4 years with Golden State, and wants nothing more than to see the young forward flourish into a long and prosperous career. But unfortunately Green and the Warriors face a brutal reality that his presence is playing a significant role in holding Kuminga back. There's a clear positional overlap with both players, particularly when you consider they aren't respected as shooters by opposing defenses. This has made the fit between the two tricky, and has subsequently limited Kuminga's runway into becoming the player he envisages for himself. Perhaps playing opportunity may still have remained limited for Kuminga under head coach Steve Kerr, but it's also easier to see a much clearer pathway to a consistent role were Green not around. Kuminga is not as good as Draymond, never will be. But that's what's blocking Kuminga, at least in this system. That Kuminga should be the power forward with a shooting center, Tim Kawakami said on the latest Warriors Plus Minus podcast. In fairness to Green, he willingly came off the bench earlier this season to try and give Kuminga the room to thrive. That was incredibly short-lived though, with Kerr quickly returning to his proven veteran once things started going pear-shaped. With Kuminga having displayed his immense potential again over the final 4 games of the playoffs against the Minnesota Timberwolves, there's even been suggestions that Golden State should retain the 22-year-old and consider moving on from Green instead. Yet given the Warriors appear locked into their veteran core, such a move should be seen as very unlikely. There remains a chance that Kuminga and Green could remain teammates heading into next season, yet whether they can coexist effectively together is still a very real concern. If Jonathan Kuminga controls Warriors offseason, they should let him go. Jonathan Kuminga's future is a hot topic among the Golden State Warriors fanbase. The explosive forward has struggled to nail down a genuine spot in Steve Kerr's rotation. While Kuminga is undoubtedly a high-level prospect, it's becoming clear that he's unlikely to reach his potential in the Bay Area. As such, Kuminga could potentially be on the move this summer. As a restricted free agent, the Warriors hold plenty of cards. Therefore, a sign-and-trade is the most likely exit strategy for the former 7th overall draft pick. Interestingly, ESPN's cap expert, Bobby Marks, believes that Kuminga's future will determine how busy the Warriors are this summer. It all depends on Kuminga, Marks said on the Willard and Dibbs show. He really controls free agency in Golden State, because if they sign him to a contract and bring him back, that's really it. That's all they can do this offseason. The Warriors' current roster has multiple holes. They desperately need a big man. Furthermore, some added depth at both the forward and guard positions wouldn't hurt. As such, it would benefit the Warriors to find a new home for Kuminga. Not only would they receive some additional assets as part of the trade process, but they would also have some flexibility to round out Steve Kerr's roster. Golden State fell short in the 2025 playoffs. Plugging some holes on the roster and streamlining the rotation could pay dividends next season. After all, Kuminga is becoming a distraction for the front office and coaching staff. A championship team needs to be aligned, and everyone must push forward. Maybe this summer, Kuminga can finally land on a team that can provide him with the playing time he needs to develop into a potential star. That could elevate the Warriors' chances of postseason success soon. Draymond Green further highlights the Warriors' biggest draft mistake in years. This makes the Wiseman pick look even worse. As the Golden State Warriors enter their offseason, they are looking to add another significant scoring or playmaking piece that can help solidify their veteran core into a genuinely championship-contending team. However, defensive quarterback Draymond Green has highlighted their need even further by reflecting upon a missed draft opportunity in 2020. The fact that All-Star guard Tyrese Haliburton would have been available to the team. Instead, Golden State chose James Wiseman, a pick that made sense at the time but has since turned out to have disastrous consequences for the organization. On his podcast, Green spoke about Halliburton's ball handling abilities, saying it's like they give him so much space. His shot takes a little time to load it up anyway. The reason they don't pressure him like that, though, is Hallie's handle is very underrated and sneaky. Green goes on to compare Halliburton's abilities in this area to NBA legends such as Stephen Curry or Kyrie Irving. As Halliburton's Indiana Pacers make a run to the NBA Finals, Green's comments only make any commiseration of Warriors fans just a little bit worse. Draymond Green highlights another reason the Warriors missed terribly in the 2020 draft. Halliburton, after struggling at the start of this season, averaged 18.6 points, 3.5 rebounds, and 9.2 assists. However, he has amped up his performance in the playoffs, averaging an absurd 9.8 assists to go along with 18.8 points per game. Halliburton is exactly the type of ball-handling guard the Warriors might need to pair with Curry in the backcourt, and, to make matters worse, the organization had their chance to bring in Halliburton in the 2020 draft. Speaking to Tim Kawakami of The Athletic, Halliburton said that he wanted to go to Golden State at the time, but, since they were picking inside of the top 3 selections, he knew he would probably not be picked. Now, as the Warriors attempt to maximize the final seasons of Curry's career, they are sorely lacking a guard who can help facilitate the offense beyond Curry's shot-making gravity, taking much of the playmaking burden away from players such as Green and Jimmy Butler. Throughout the years following the 2020 NBA draft, the organization has attempted multiple solutions to this problem. Most recently, an experiment with Dennis Schroeder failed miserably, as Schroeder averaged only 10.6 points and 4.4 assists in his time in Golden State, eventually being dealt to the Detroit Pistons in the Butler trade. While it is merely a hypothetical scenario, Green's remarks regarding Halliburton's ball-handling ability, and how it enables his scoring as well as the entire Pacers offense, takes on a special meaning to fanbase that has been denied another deep playoff run. Great defender could come to the Warriors. While there are clear-cut targets that should be on the Golden State Warriors' radar this summer, they may think outside the box in free agency. Sports Illustrated's Ben Stinar believes the Dubs should acquire a 3-time All-Star and failed former Philadelphia 76ers guard who could use a career boost. Ben Simmons is no longer the All-Star player he once was when he was with the Philadelphia 76ers, Stinar wrote Tuesday. That said, the former LSU star could still be a valuable role player in limited minutes. He is coming off a season where he spent time with the Brooklyn Nets and Los Angeles Clippers. This summer, Simmons will be a free agent who is available to sign with any team in the league. I believe that the Golden State Warriors should sign the 28-year-old. At this stage of his career, Simmons can likely be signed for a minimum contract. He finished his year with the Clippers, so he would not have to go far to get to San Francisco. The Warriors could use more size, rebounding, and playmaking, which are things that Simmons can still do well. Regarding hype, Simmons was believed to be the next great Sixer when he was drafted by the franchise in 2016. After sitting out the 2016-17 season, Simmons made an immediate impact with Philadelphia during his rookie year. The LSU product's promising defensive rebounding, coast-to-coast scoring, spectacular vision on the move, and formidable defense were encouraging to witness. Simmons averaged 15.8 points, 8.2 assists, 8.1 rebounds, and 1.7 steals per game, earning him Rookie of the Year honors. Simmons' following 3 campaigns included 3 All-Star nods and 2 NBA All-Defensive First-Team selections. However, a somber end to the 2020-21 season negatively altered the trajectory of Simmons' career. After underperforming against the Atlanta Hawks in the Eastern Conference Finals and causing drama in the offseason, the 76ers traded the former McDonald's All-American to the Brooklyn Nets. Simmons spent 2.5 uneventful seasons with the Nets before landing with the Clippers this past May. Considering the 6'10" unrestricted free agent was a non-factor with the James Harden-led organization, he averaged 2.9 points, 3.8 rebounds, and 3.1 assists. It's safe to say he'll be searching for a new home this summer. Although Simmons' track record suggests he would be a risky acquisition for a Dubs squad hoping to win a title in 2025-26, it would be preposterous to suggest he doesn't possess a skill set that could attract the established franchise. From playmaking in a less demanding role to serving as a disruptor on the defensive end, Simmons is capable of assisting a contender like the Warriors. Time will tell if Golden State feels the same way about the struggling ex-number 1 overall pick.